stabbing test. Oh, and welcome back. In today's video we are going to be reviewing this small little Gerber Stakeout tool, and I'm going to give you in the end of this video the rating. So stay tuned and let's go ahead and do unboxing and figure out if this is the tool for you to go ahead and get. Let's this stakeout begin. Welcome back to another video review. In today's video we are featuring the Gerber Champagne. This is the Champagne version, and this is the Stakeout, which is Gerber's answer to the Leatherman Signal. So it's pretty much almost the same kind of identical tool. It's like half of this, and we are taking some of the elements from the Signal and putting it on the Stakeout. So should you get one of those, and what do you get when you buy this, and is this even worth for you to get? For the price, this is made in China. It's not made in USA. Gerber most of the time makes things in China, and there is such a big difference between both tools. For example, what I like about the Leatherman is how easily the tools just come out. You don't need to put too much force to get them out. They come out very easily and you get things. But understandable, Leatherman is always more expensive. We're talking about $129 for this versus like this is around $50. It is much more cheaper. So I don't mind abusing a tool like this. So the package itself, I could care less about packages overall, but this package is just extremely cheap. And I want to talk about the packaging because there's a few interesting things here in this package that you have to keep in mind. So one of the things that if you get this, you have to have another multi-tool to open it up, because you get what looks to be this inside of it. And it doesn't open with scissors. You have to have something like this to go ahead and try to open this up. And it's really hard, like you see, like it's really hard for you to cut this unless you have very good pair of scissors for you to get it out. So that's first thing for you to keep in mind. Second of all, I don't get why they gave you this. It's beyond waste of paper, already very bad packaging. And then talking about waste of paper, I wanted to show you this just for so you understand. I was hoping for an instructions manual, and take a look what we get here. I never seen anything like it. That's it. This is the instructions, supposedly manual. All it is just a bunch of warnings and caution, and that's all it is. What a waste. Let the games begin. So let's go ahead and test this out. Stabbing test. Not bad. Cutting test. Let's see how it cuts. Any knife can just cut like this, but it's actually okay. But you see, it's not as sharp as it's supposed to be. The sharpness could be much better. Pretty good overall. It cuts, but it doesn't cut very well. Let's go ahead and close it. This one here. And now we have another thing in here that we can test is the scissors right over here. Very small pair of scissors. It's a good thing. Let's see if we can cut like a bunch of those at once. There's got a lot of paper here. Yeah, I did some of it. Not that good, but still good. And of course, hey, there's a reason why they gave us this. Let's go ahead and check it out. Not bad. I mean, not bad is like, it's not that good, but it does what it's supposed to do. And let's go and see that. This is much harder and it actually does cut through that stabbing test. Okay. Basically, those tools do what they're supposed to be doing. And there's actually another stabber in here, which is very hard to get out, but let's go. Ooh, this one first. Pretty sharp. That was a fail, this tool. Maybe it's not for that. Definitely I was expecting it to do a much better job than this. And this one, this is actually really is a stabber. I don't know what exactly the purpose of this thing, anything else but that. Yeah, so pretty much it's okay. In some ways I would have never kept this tool because it is kind of an overpriced junk for even for 50 bucks. But it has one. This thing right here. This is the only reason I'm keeping it. Because I have windows that I can actually pull. And just pulling with a tool like this without something to pull makes it so hard. Or if you camp, this is very indispensable tool. Although it's very hard for you to get it out once it goes in here. And that's the biggest problem I have with this tool. It's just hard to get everything out of this tool. It's just the way it is. So what do we get all together? Let's go ahead and explore. First of all, this thing is easily scratchable. Like, this is just a shame. Like every time I get this out of here, it scratches this even more. And I don't get why they do this. It is just, why would you coat something in a scratchable way? And we have very interesting looking Twizzlers here. You see how small they are? This thing is kind of big and this thing is small. And it scratches when you get it out. So this tool I actually don't really like in many ways, but see, like right now I'm trying to get back in here and I think I sticked it the wrong way, so let's put it there. Supposedly there's only probably one right way to put it in. Yeah, that's the way that it goes in. And we have the carbonator here. And this is good too, that you can put this on you. And there was a few really good tools here. It is missing the screwdriver and the bit driver that the Leatherman gives you, but we have a knife. And there's a little bit black residue over here, so not food safe grade, but if you need to chip something. And I like this as a beetle tool. In terms of like, if you need a beetle tool, and I need beetle tools. I need tools that I don't care about messing them up. With the Leatherman, the problem is I don't want to mess this one up. It's expensive. It's 120 bucks. I mean, if I need this for everyday use, that's one thing. But I would rather use something like this for everyday use. I would rather beat something like this up than this, because this is just a little more on the expensive side. That being said, the Leatherman is much better. But if you need just the basics, you need the knife blade, you need the small scissors, and you need the camping thing, you got everything here that you need. So here it is, the small scissors are right here for you in case you need it. How good are those scissors? Well, let's go ahead and see. Yeah, it actually does cut this, and it didn't break this, which is a good thing. I was expecting this to like break apart or something. You can put this right back in as well. One thing for you to do right away as you get this, you gotta oil this up. You really have to oil it in a lot of places. Specifically right here, like those two right here. This is like stuck here and really hard to pull it out. I don't have nails. The first one is hard to get out. The second one is even harder. And you get the chainsaw right here. And the thing is to understand, it doesn't have a lock-in thing. It doesn't, some of them don't lock in. And as you stick it all the way in, it didn't lock itself in. There was no, you don't need to press on anything. So be careful with that because there was no lock. And to get the second one out, or this one is the pain in the ass one, like you have to get this one out so you can get the second one out. Otherwise, from some unknown reason, it doesn't get out. And we have this tool, which I don't know what in the world I'm going to be using this for exactly, but it's an interesting tool nevertheless. So we have all those interesting tools here. This is a pretty much good beetle. And we have even an inch scale here, which is another plus that we don't have. So this one, the stakeout, does give you a few extras that the Leatherman doesn't have. And the extras are the hook thing, which is something I'm only keeping. This is sad to say that this is probably the only tool that I actually like here, and it's so hard to get it out. But this is probably the main reason I'm keeping this. If it didn't have this tool, I would actually send this back. So this is something for you to understand. Like if you're thinking and you're on the fence between those two, this is so much better. You can get every single tool out so much easier. You don't have to like constantly hard to get it out, except the knife. Every other tool here is so hard to get out. And the build quality, I don't know about this. I don't see this thing scratching as easily as this. This already scratched just for getting this thing out of here. Why would they build something that scratches like that as you get one of the tools out is beyond me. But Gerber, altogether, look how similar this part is. And you see here we have the hammer that we can beat things with. This one right here unfortunately messes the hammer feature. It is potentially, you could use this as a hammer, but you see it's a little bit dented here, inverted, so it's gonna be not so easy to hammer things in if you, in case you need to. But overall, it is a decent tool for $50. You're not really overpaying. I would say that for $30 it would be just as good. If you can get this on sale, if you can get this on a discount, which I got it on a discount, then you're getting a good deal here. I mean, it's not a bad beetle tool. If you need it for certain things and you don't care about scratching it, you don't care about this paint job eventually peeling off, and after a while maybe those things are going to get a little stiff in here. You have to just keep on moving it, I guess. Yeah, so overall it gives you what I need, and I'm keeping it because of that. I'm keeping, like I said, I need this specific tool, and I use it once in a while. So yeah, so for this I want it's worth the money for me. And of course, for being a beetle, like if I'm going to be using something and don't care about messing it up, this is better than my Swiss Army knife. It actually does what the Swiss Army knife can actually do, but much better job, which is something to say about the Swiss Army knife. The Swiss Army knife is good. There was a lot of times I just need one thing. I just need a knife. That's actually comes down to that. And the Swiss Army knife, that's the problem with it. See, it has no safety. And this does. You see, it locks in. And it has a blade. And that's it. That's all I actually need in a multi-tool. The blade and the safety combined. So this could be possibly replace my Swiss Army knife because I'm not using any other tool except one. And now I have two different tools that I can actually potentially use. Everything else in this multi-tool is just not as good. So pretty much that's all I'm going to be using it for. And altogether, it does give me that. And plus, it has the scissors. So I don't need to go ahead and hunt for my scissors because it has that as well. And overall, I'm going to give this, I would say, out of 10 stars, it gets only like a 6 because it's not made in USA, because it's a little bit more expensive than I would anticipate it to be, and because it has good tools, but they're very hard for you to get out. but for the value, for what I want, this is overall a good, decent tool for the money and the price. So I do suggest for you to get if you need some of those functions.